It's time for the Rob Ash Show, featuring Drake University football, with your host Mark Meisenheimer. The Rob Ash Show is sponsored by Des Moines Mitsubishi, Quality Inn and Suites Event Center, and Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rob Ash Show. For Drake football coach Rob Ash, I'm Mark Meisenheimer, and coach, I don't know if you want to call this past week's game with Morehead State a coming out party for your offense, but boy, did they show up in a big way.
They did, Mark. It was really gratifying. We had a big day on offense and set up by a big day on defense again. They've been playing well all year, but to have our offensive plan come out this way with the running game bursting onto the scene here for 330 yards and pulling away at the end of the game the way we did, it was really a great day. I feel really good now about where our team is at going into the conference season.
You slept a lot easier last night, didn't you?
Oh man, we did. It was tough after last week's loss. We knew we had to get a win and had to get a big win, and it worked out just the way you would hope.
All right, highlights of Drake's win over Morehead State coming up on the Rob Ash Show, so folks, stay with us.
Des Moines Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Des Moines Mitsubishi is now in our new, bigger location at 90th and Hickman.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
With more room, more selection, and more great deals.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Like your choice of late model Eclipses.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now is the time to buy.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now at 90th and Hickman in Clive.
Exceeding expectations, experience, exhilaration. Des Moines Mitsubishi.
Informal elegance, an eclectic but appealing menu, impeccable service, and West Des Moines' only non-smoking lounge. Where else? CK's Steakhouse in the West Des Moines Marriott at 1250 74th Street, West Des Moines.
The grower is connected to the trucker. The trucker is connected to the florist. The florist is connected to the bride's dad.
And soon, two families will connect for better or worse. When staying connected matters, count on your hometown wireless communication experts at Electronic Engineering. Electronic Engineering, connections you can count on.
Hi, Tito. I hope you enjoy the empanadas and Coke. Love, Mom. Aw.
Hey, man. Something smells good. Hi, Tito. Hey, man.
Welcome back to the Rob Ash Show. Coach, I know people are not tuning in to see me. They're tuning in to see the highlights. So let's get right to Drake's game against Morehead State. Plenty of those highlights.
Lots of highlights on both sides of the ball, Mark. It was a great day at Drake Stadium. We had beautiful weather and a good crowd, and guys were pretty fired up. We didn't play our typical game a week ago, but this time we came out in much better shape. First play of the game, a running play, we stopped them, and then right away, big play early. Top of the screen, you'll see Nick Ross step in front of this pass that's intended for the curl. Interception, touchdown right away, huge play for the defense. We deferred. Our defense wanted to go on the field first. They really wanted to go out there first in this game, and I guess that's why. Great way to start. 47 seconds into the game, we got a touchdown. Of course, now that means that Morehead's got the ball right back again. Defense went out. This is Curtis Martindale on the safety blitz, making a tackle behind the line. And then here's a good tackle. Again, nice play by Nick Ross. They tried to throw to the guy inside this time, and Nick was there to make a play. Sean Rogers, number 2, and Nick Ross again making a play on the option, running right down the line of scrimmage. We got Morehead stopped, and then we had a roughing the passer penalty on 3rd down. So they had the ball quite a bit here early in the game. They tried a long pass down the field here with good success. Our coverage got messed up with broken coverage, and so they were able to drive down and get the ball in. We did have one possession in there, Mark, when we punted, and then they came down and got the touchdown, although they missed the extra point. This year's theme in college football, the missed extra point. gave us a little bit of a lead. Beautiful pass here from Connor to James Mickley. Mickley had another outstanding game for us. That got us up towards midfield. A little shotgun here with a running play to Scott Fadevong. We went to a lot more shotgun. Dave Pammer did a very good job with his shotgun snaps, his second game at center. That's going to help our offense a lot. And here's our counter play with Scotty running behind Grant Knowles and Mark Wilkie. That play, I bet we ran it 25 times in the game. It was very effective for us. Scotty had run the ball 6 or 7 times in a row. We took him out for one play, and Mike Bialis went in and got the touchdown. Took it all the way in from the 12-yard line. Very good drive for our offense. It was jump-started by the play-action pass, and then pretty much on the ground the rest of the way to give us a 14-6 lead. Here's another big play by the defense. Watch the strip. The ball comes out. Guys hang on to the ball carrier so he can't go get the ball. And Chris Daniels, coming all the way from the nose guard position, is over there to make the recovery. Great job by our defense getting the ball back. We come out here on unfortunately, we're not able to convert. They went with a big blitz. We had play action. They covered everybody, and we threw the ball into the interception. So that didn't work out very well, but we did come back, get the ball again here on the play action pass on 3rd down and 3. Mickley again for the catch, keeping the drive alive. And then Connor here has to scramble, and this is a great job. He's the best when he's scrambling, Mark.
Boy, going to his left side, that is an unbelievable pass.
Great throw to Shea Maroney, and it got us down the red zone. Then we had a holding penalty that moved us back. We ended up trying a 52-yard field goal. People looked at me like I was crazy, but Tyler McGlade has the leg, and he had plenty of distance on that one, just missed a little bit to the left. So we missed the opportunity, but defense continued to play well. The blitzing was very, very effective. We got Morehead stopped, and then we had to punt, and here's an uncharacteristic shanked punt by Ryan Horvath. That put Morehead in very good position. They got the ball at midfield. It seemed to spark them, and then watch how hard their guys played. At this point here, late in the second quarter, they really started running through tackles. They really got a spark. It looked like they felt they were in the game. They ran the option extremely well, and here's a good job by their fullback. I mean, we've got a lot of people at the point of attack, but he just kept his legs going and got in the end zone. So now it's 14-12 all of a sudden. They're going to go for 2 to try to tie the game up. Watch the back coming out of the backfield, and we had excellent coverage. That was a play we had seen. So we were ready to defend it, and the pass was a little low and incomplete, so we still had the lead, 14-12. And then right here, big play, backbreaker really, in the first half at least. Scott Fadevong.
There's that speed.
Great speed. Here's the track meet right here, and that's a great thing to be able to have that kind of speed. Watch the blocks. Grant Knowles kicking out. Mark Wilkie pulling through. He gets the block on the linebacker. Scott has enough speed to get through between the defensive backs and then be able to outrun the last corner all the way to the pylon. That speed is just so tremendous to have. So that gave us a spark. Morehead had gotten into the game by running the ball down, and that big play got us a little bit of breathing room. But unfortunately, our defense had to go right back out on the field, but they did a good job. Brian Conway, 33, and then we almost got another score before the half. Watch Clay Cleveland here. Watch him. It looks like he's going to be stopped. He finds his way out of the pile, picks up another little block here, and Clay's off to the races. Unfortunately, watch number 24, Curtis Martindale, coming up to block 55 right behind. That block was called a block in the back. It was very close. It was too bad because it took away a touchdown from Clay Cleveland. I think the block had to be tried. And so with just a few seconds left in the half, we lined up for a field goal. We did complete one pass and then lined up for the field goal and missed it. So it was kind of a frustrating day for us in the first half in the red zone. We got down there a couple of times. We did get a couple touchdowns, but early. But then we had 2 or 3 frustrating times where we missed field goals, and that's something we've got to get fixed. But we do go into halftime with a 9-point lead.
All right, we're going to see those second half highlights in just a moment. But first, here are some friends of Drake football.
Putnam Gourmet Steaks is pleased to offer you a healthier alternative in steak. These steaks are hand-cut from 100% USDA choice all-natural beef. The cattle are corn-fed 320 to 365 days with no growth hormones, subtherapeutic antibiotics, or steroids. Putnam Gourmet Steaks are the perfect healthy gift. Rob Ash and the Drake University football staff have enjoyed these steaks, and the coaches agree they're incredibly tender and flavorful. Be sure to visit our website at www.putnamsteaks.com.
Welcome back to the Rob Ash Show. Coach, in the first half, your offense really fed off your defense. They really made some things happen.
Well, the defense got us off to a great start, obviously, Mark. It was terrific to have Nick Ross score that touchdown. We got another couple of turnovers, and we had some big plays, big hits, that really gave everybody out there a real sense of this is our day. The defense is going to really bring it to the other team. And offense started to run the football. We had good play action passing, tried to get Connor out of the pocket a little bit where he really does his very best throwing. And all that fit together well. We just have to fix the red zone issue a little bit, and in the second half, thankfully, we did a little bit of that, and so that's why we felt good at the end of the game.
Plenty more big hits, plenty more points in the second half. Let's get to those highlights.
Since we had deferred, we got the ball first in the second half, and on the very first play of the second half, we faked the counter play that we've been running the whole first half and got Connor outside. I thought that was an important play early. First of all, because we got about 20 yards on it, but secondly, because it showed that we had a play off of the play. And then we continued to run the ball hard. Scotty Fadevong, for a little guy, he slams it up in there really well. We got clear across midfield. Unfortunately, the drive stalled, and we almost pinned Morehead here on the 1 yard line. The ball took a hard hop. If it would have hopped up a little bit, we could have stopped it. So they started at the 20. The defense came out of the locker room very fired up. Nick Ross there, along with the front line, Brant Perriott and Chris Daniels, Sean Rogers, Pat Forliti, number 92. They all played well, knocking that pass down, keeping the Morehead guys off the field here. There's another good play by Pat Forliti, 92. He thought it was a screen, started to react. The quarterback ran. He got back in on the play along with Chris Daniels. The option play, we tackled better in the second half too, Mark. There's Adam Lackey, 42, in on the play because right there in the second quarter they ran through a bunch of our tackles. Now we started to tackle better. This was a nice third down play here. Brian Belleville, number 12, making a catch, getting a first down on play action. And here's a little great play by Mike Bialis. Third down and 5. He breaks the tackle down inside the 5 yard line or 10 yard line, and then he fumbled. Fortunately, Tyler Putnam got it back. Unfortunate for the fumble, we almost had a red zone mistake again. And then play action, Dan Marks, redshirt freshman tight end, number 86, with his first touchdown. And that was great for us to be able to finish a drive, to get down there, get the touchdown, sort of give ourselves some breathing room. Adam Lackey, 42, and Jimmy Adams, 37. A couple guys that show we've got real good depth at linebacker. Here's Adams. Unfortunately, they ended up calling this a penalty. I don't think he was trying to push the guy. They just had the momentum going outside. So going into the fourth quarter, Morehead had the ball, had some momentum going, but Jimmy Adams continued to play well, and we got him stopped. And then we had to punt out of our own end zone. Ryan Horvath with a fabulous punt here. 70.
Missile.
That was a great one, 70 yards. That's the good news. The bad news is they roughed him on the play, and so we got the ball back. That's bad news for him. Good news for the team. And here's Scotty coming out, running the ball hard. After the roughing the punter penalty, we got a good drive going here. Third down and 3.
Slippery over there.
Yeah, that carpet over there, over the pole vault pit is very slick. Connor with a nice play action pass to Dan Marks again. A couple catches for Dan in the game. And then here's Bialis with a good run. Running hard. And
he just won't go down.
And then here's another one that's even better. Counter play again, same one we ran. Wilkie and Knowles out in front. Bialis with a nice cut. And watch the effort here from the 10-yard line on in.
Oh.
Great job. So again, now we've got a touchdown. We've got 2 touchdowns and 2 trips down into the red zone in the second half. That really made our offense feel a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable about what we're able to do. Defense continued to play with great enthusiasm. It's 35-12, fourth quarter, and they're still playing hard. Here's the rollout. Ball's tipped. Brian Conway with a great effort to go over and pick off the interception. Our defense is producing turnovers like we haven't done in probably 5 years here. Here's a new runner. We took our other 2 running backs out at this point in the game. This is Paul Collins, number 5. And then we faked to Paul and Roland Connor out, and he found Mickley in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. So at that point, we took our starters out of the game and got the other guys a chance to play a little bit. Defense still had some of the guys in. We had some backups in, but there's Adam Lackey with a huge hit on the quarterback on the blitz. That one you could hear it all the way through the stadium. Great job, very inspiring hit. And then here's a nice play, interception by a freshman, Tyler Marley from Kansas City, playing in his first game. He was supposed to redshirt this year, but with injuries to Casey Cadenhead and Riley Yem, we decided to put him in the mix. Tyler picks off a pass, and we were able to run the clock out the rest of the game with with our second string offense, who ran the ball well. Alan Houston came in, and Paul Collins, and so we got several guys a chance. We even gave Clay Cleveland one running play at the end of the game.
Before we get to the statistics, I just got to say, your defense, I mean, we can't talk enough about this. There isn't, not only are they pulling through and coming up with these big plays, but there's an attitude about this defensive unit this year, isn't there?
That's a great point, Mark. There really is. And these guys are, they have sort of a sense, kind of, Nick Ross calls it a killer instinct, and I like that. The analogy isn't maybe the best in some respects, but it summarizes what they're trying to do. I mean, they're trying to have play with a lot of aggression and with a lot of spirit on every play, and it doesn't matter what the score is, the time of the game, they're always playing hard, and they really are inspiring our whole team.
All right, let's take a look at those statistics, especially on the ground. Boy, you guys really put up some yards.
Well, it was a great rushing day, and that's against a good rushing defense, too. Morehead State has a good defensive unit. They've always prided themselves on being able to stop the run, so it's a great testimony to our guys up front on the offensive line, and I thought our running backs ran hard and found some good holes.
Time of possession feeds off of that. Look at that. That's almost,
The second half was totally dominant. I think we had we had the ball for twice as long as Morehead, and they only had something like 35 or 40 yards of offense in the entire second half.
All right, still plenty more to come here on the Rob Ash Show. We got Play of the Week, we got the player interview. That's all coming up, so stay tuned, folks.
There's only one place to stay in Des Moines, the fully renovated Quality Inn and Suites Event Center, with rooms that have a beautiful view, an indoor pool with an outdoor feel, and an elegant ballroom for all occasions. The Governor's Lodge is a great place to relax. There are conference rooms to accommodate your business meetings, then unwind in a room with a whirlpool. Plan your next event at the Quality Inn and Suites Event Center, downtown Des Moines.
Is your hard-earned money going down the drain every month when you pay rent? The Oaks Development Company has beautiful townhomes available for about the same amount you're paying in rent. They can offer no closing costs or origination fees. All major appliances are included. And at Frisbee Park and the Meadowland in Des Moines, you'll benefit from the tax abatement program for 5 years. So stop throwing your hard-earned money away and contact the Oaks Development Company today.
Polly Ice Pizza, the real thing.
There's a big difference between the big chains and my independent pizzerias, and you can taste the difference right here at Polly Ice Pizza. We've been serving our family recipe to Iowa families since 1957. Authentic crisp crust, custom blended mozzarella cheese, preservative-free sausage, and fresh vegetables. So come try my pizza, Polly Ice Pizza.
Polly Ice Pizza, the real thing. Des Moines Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Des Moines Mitsubishi is now in our new, bigger location at 90th and Hickman.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
With more room, more selection, and more great deals.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Like your choice of late model Eclipses.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now is the time to buy.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now at 90th and Hickman in Clive.
Exceeding expectations, experience, exhilaration. Des Moines Mitsubishi.
It is now time for the Des Moines Mitsubishi Play of the Week, and again, we're going to be talking about the defense. Let's go to Coach Rob Ash for that.
This week's Play of the Week came on the second play of the game. It was an interception by Nick Gross, which he returned for a touchdown. I'll show you how this is set up. Now, Nick is over here at the outside linebacker position, and the pass was going to be intended for the wide receiver who's clear out at the top of the screen. Now, as we start the play, you'll see that what Morehead State tries to do is they try to bring this man in motion across the formation, and then when he gets across the formation, he's going to run vertically down the field, hoping that Nick Ross will stay with him. But what Nick does, Nick knows he's got a safety behind, so he ignores that guy and gets right in the throwing lane out to the receiver who was just running a curl pattern on that side of the field. So then Nick has a free run right to the end zone, sort of escorted in there by Sean Rogers, and in 47 seconds of elapsed time in the game, we're already off to a 1-touchdown lead. Great play, big spark for the game, led by Nick Ross and the defense.
What a fantastic play that was. Only twice before in Drake football history have the Bulldogs scored quicker. All right, let's go back to the offense because they had a great day on the ground. We're going to take a look at the offensive line. One of 4 seniors, Mark Wilkie, sure helped out in having the Bulldogs rush over 300 yards. He's our player interview this week.
This week we definitely focused a lot more on our technique. Last week we came out a little sloppy, and right from the back this week, technique-wise, we were sound. Nick Ross made a huge play in the beginning of the game, and that set the tempo the whole game. And we came out, played hard. We owned the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense. Kind of play is just—it's like a sweep outside where the guard and tackle pull, and I was just fortunate to get out on the right guy every time and get some good hits on him and get some big yards. Confidence-wise, we're flying high right now. This first conference win, and we're just ready to get the season rolling. This is where it starts, is conference season, and we're ready to just take it over and win the PFL. Center situation's done now. I mean, we found the right guy for the job. Dave Pammer has done a great job. He's learning slowly, but he's doing a great job, and he's making the right plays. And it's pretty big testament to this week on how we play with offensive line. And Dave Pammer was a big part of that. Jacksonville is always a fun game. It's a great atmosphere down there. It's fun to get out of Des Moines. We love playing at home, but it's also fun getting out on the road and playing in other places, people's stadiums, and winning on the road. So we're looking forward to it.
Here we go, steal down the middle, 1-on-1. Did you see what I see? Because I saw a robbery. Does anybody want a Coke? Yeah. Hey, you crazy, man? That's Corinthian leather. And use the footstool to get to the refrigerator. I'm running all over y'all like a treadmill. Oh, ball. I am the greatest. I'm the greatest. Can't stop it. It's bad hot. I'm telling you. I'm just super nice in it, That's all. When you nice, right? That's like a dish towel.
Every hour somewhere in Iowa, the Iowa Lottery is helping make someone happy. On average, more than $300,000 is paid out to Iowa Lottery players each day. And what helps Iowa smile even brighter is the lottery's contribution to the state of Iowa, which has totaled nearly $900 million for use in education, natural resources, economic development, and more. Winning is fun, especially when we all win.
There's only one place to stay in Des Moines, the fully renovated Quality Inn & Suites Event Center, with rooms that have a beautiful view, an indoor pool with an outdoor feel, and an elegant ballroom for all occasions. The Governor's Lodge is a great place to relax. There are conference rooms to accommodate your business meetings, then unwind in a room with a whirlpool. Plan your next event at the Quality Inn & Suites Event Center, downtown Des Moines.
At Regency Homes, it's about building smarter. It's about building healthier, environmentally friendly homes. It's about building homes that are safe, secure, and energy efficient. It's about smarter financing. Regency. Building smarter. When you add it up, it's about getting a lot more home for your money. It's about building the new American dream. Regency Homes. Contact your real estate professional.
Welcome back to the Rob Ash Show. Now, Coach, I know it's a win. It doesn't count in the standings, but let's take a look at the standings, just see how everybody in the league is doing.
Well, it was the first week of crossover games, Mark. It was very interesting. It was a pretty good day for the North. Dayton won against Austin Peay 40-0. We beat Morehead State, of course. Valparaiso beat Jacksonville. San Diego they don't play the crossover games because of the distance involved, so they played another Ivy League team. They lost a hard-fought game to Princeton, 24-17. And then the only win down south was Davidson beating Butler. So the South had one win and we had 3 in the first week of crossover games. And the South still struggling a little bit overall with their records, but I keep telling people that's because they've played such a difficult preseason schedule.
And taking a look at the records, I mean, you can see obviously Dayton, they're going to be tough again this year. They're tough every year.
They are tough every year, but last year was uncharacteristic. They lost 2 games in the North, and I think they're coming back with a vengeance about that. They've played extremely well. Their only loss is to Yale, from the Ivy League. And so, you know, luckily we don't have to play them till the end of the year. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But they do look like they're going to have a pretty good team.
All right, you're still going to talk a little bit more about this game. You've got your radio show and the quarterback club. Let's
start with the radio show. It's live at Autographs, 100th and Douglas. We've been having a really good time out there at that, Mark. I urge people to come on out. They've got a private room in the back of the restaurant there, and people can get dinner and have drinks and stuff during the show. And Warren Swain will be working with me on that. It's also live on KRNT 1350 AM, Tuesdays at 7 to 8 o'clock. Then we have the quarterback club on Mondays up in Beaverdale at Christopher's from 11:30 to 1. I bring the video or the tape of the game, and we watch the tape, and I go through some of the X's and O's. That's also a lot of fun. And then after every home game, of course, we have the post-game celebration. We're on the road this week, so the next time we'll be back at Raccoon River Brewing Company will be 2 weeks from Saturday, this past Saturday, when we play San Diego. So that hopefully will be a celebration of our first win in the PFL North. It's coming up, Mark. It's only one more week now of the preseason before we get into the real conference games.
Well, let's talk about that next game. You are going to Jacksonville next Saturday, and what time does that game start at?
Well, it's going to be a 1 o'clock game out east. I think it's at 12 o'clock here, you know, with the time change. But the issue now, of course, down in Jacksonville is the weather.
Will you have a game?
Well, I hope that we will. I talked to Steve Gilbert, the head coach from Jacksonville, on Saturday night, and you know, the hurricane was supposed to hit on Sunday. Jacksonville University's classes are canceled for Monday and Tuesday already because of the hurricane and the anticipated problems there. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that they'll come out of it in good shape and that they'll be able to host us for this game on on Saturday down there in Jacksonville, Florida.
But obviously your approach has to be that there is going to be a game. Prepare for it. How do you prepare for Jacksonville?
Well, Jacksonville is a typical Florida team. I mean, they've got great speed. They are a very explosive offense, and then on defense they blitz and play a lot of man-to-man coverage. When we've played Jacksonville in the past, it's been usually a high-scoring, very exciting, back-and-forth type of game. Last year we won 41-34. It was a game that went back and forth, and we scored a touchdown late, and then they scored another touchdown to get within 7. They kicked an onside kick, and they really should have recovered it. They kind of had a guy had his hands on it, and they didn't get it. Could have come down to an overtime finish. The last time we played in Jacksonville, it was a tremendous game down there too. They ran the opening kickoff of the second half, back for a touchdown, got ahead. We had a rally in the fourth quarter to beat them. So I'm looking for an exciting game, back and forth, and a real challenging game from them down on their home field.
And it's an extra challenge because you do have to travel so far, so I'd imagine there's some extra things you have to do in that respect.
Well, the trip was very difficult. We're actually having to fly to Orlando in order to have a big enough plane to get everybody on together, and then we bus from Orlando to Jacksonville, and then bus back Saturday after the game and fly home on Sunday. So it's a trip that was very difficult to arrange, and I think we've got it set up in pretty good shape. We're going out on Thursday night, so we'll get there in plenty of good time, and we'll practice at Jacksonville on Friday. We're staying out at the Sea Turtle Inn, which is out on the Atlantic Ocean, and again, I hope it's still standing after the hurricane comes through. But we're pretty excited about it. It's usually a really fun trip, and Jacksonville's a great team to play. They're very competitive, and should be a great game.
Well, hopefully the Sea Turtle Inn is still there for you, and hopefully we can talk about a Drake win over Jacksonville. We are out of time, folks. For Coach Rob Ash, I'm Mark Meisenheimer. Thanks for tuning in.
This week we definitely focused a lot more on our technique. Last week we came out a little sloppy, and right from the back this week, technique-wise, we were sound. Nick Ross made a huge play in the beginning of the game, and that set the tempo the whole game. And we came out, played hard. We owned the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense, and just the whole game, we're technique sound, and we made the right plays.
Talk about that counter play you guys ran over and over and ate up a lot of yards.
Counter play is it's like a sweep outside where the guard and tackle pull, and I was just fortunate to get out on the right guy every time and get some good hits on him and get some big yards. This week was definitely a hard week coming off a tough loss, and we just focused on our intensity and coming out and making big plays and being technique sound. And we know we need to step up our intensity the whole game, and we did that.
Now what will this do for you guys' confidence?
Confidence-wise, we're flying high right now. This first conference win, and we're just ready to get the season rolling. This is where it starts. It's conference season, and we're ready to just take it over and win the PFL.
Okay, now talk about the trip you got coming up to Jacksonville. It's a big trip in Florida, so how do you guys take this trip?
Jacksonville is always a fun game. It's a great atmosphere down there. It's fun to get out at Des Moines. We love playing at home, but it's also fun getting out on the road and playing in other places, people's stadiums, and winning on the road. So we're looking forward to it.
Anything else you want to add? Talk about the young running backs that guys got coming in.
Young running backs, I was highly impressed with them. Mike Bialis is a true freshman, and I tell you what, he's hard to bring down. He was making right plays, making the right cuts, and reading the right blocks. And coming out 2 touchdowns today, that's huge for a freshman, and he's gonna be a great player here.
How's the new center coming along with you?
Yeah, the center situation's done now. I mean, we found the right guy for the job. Dave Pamber's done a great job. He's learning slowly, but he's doing a great job, and he's making the right plays. And it's a pretty big testament to this week on how we play with offensive line. And Dave Pamber was a big part of that.
You think you guys are where you want to be now, the offensive line? You guys are gelling right now?
Well, we're never complacent with where we want to be, but Coach challenged us to get 5 yards every running play, and I think we made him proud and accomplished that in the second half.